This is Celeste. It's kind of an older game at this point, about 2 years old, I think. I loved it when it first came out back in 2018. And for some reason, I don't think I ever streamed it. And so it recently came out. I think it's on Game Pass now. So a lot more people have access to it. And so if you're deciding whether or not to try Celeste, I recommend it. And here's how I recommend it. I recommend it by playing it in front of you. You can tell I have not yet played it on this console. I don't remember. I think I played it on PlayStation 4 originally. But yeah, so one of the things that this game is famous for, by the way, is its difficulty options, which I believe, are they in here? Maybe they're not. Maybe they're hidden somewhere else. But there are. It's basically kind of famous for, it's a very hard game. It's extremely challenging 2D platforming. It's along the lines of, say, like Super Meat Boy, because it's like I like to say, it's stringent without being punishing. You can replay the same sections with losing very little progress, and so you can kind of hammer yourself against a particular challenge until you get it right. So it's like Super Meat Boy in that way. It's like if Super Meat Boy was more about sort of like a character story rather than just being sort of an audacious comedy sort of game. But they're really into the idea that you might not be assist mode, that's what it's called, that you might not be the kind of player who would hammer yourself against Super Meat Boy all day, but maybe you are the kind of player who would enjoy the character story about this girl named Madeline who's grappling with a lot of psychological issues. And if you're that kind of player, they didn't want you to miss out on this game because you're not a super hardcore platformer player. And so they made this thing called assist mode, where they loosen up on some of the restrictions of the platforming to make it more accessible to a broader range of people. And that has the advantage of not only making it accessible to people based on their interest in different genres and their skill in different genres, it also makes the game more accessible to people who maybe have physical challenges and limitations that they're dealing with when they're playing with video games. And I feel like it actually was one of the games that sort of kicked off the modern era of discussions about accessibility and difficulty in video games. And so even if Celeste isn't necessarily the type of game you would normally play, I think even just as an historical artifact, it's worth playing. And I just realized I just said an historical, which is a weird affectation that I have, and I just noticed it because Josh Sawyer just made a tweet about people who say an historical, which just is nonsense with the way that the English pronunciation rules work. You have to actually be dropping the H on historical for the an to make any sense, and so that's in my head now because of Josh's tweet. Anyway. Okay, so I had a discussion going on about State of Decay 2 previously, and so the people in my chat are still talking about some of the State of Decay 2 issues I brought up. So I'll glance over there. I might answer a couple of questions about that, but we do want to focus on Celeste. This is it, Madeline. Just breathe. Why are you so nervous? Here's Madeline. So you jump with the A button. It's one of those games where you go slightly higher and further if you hold down on the button rather than just tapping it, which is actually useful because sometimes you need to tap it to avoid jumping too far or jumping too high. So you hold the left trigger to climb. I gotta say, games like this always look like they're easy to make because they've got old school pixel graphics. You can always imagine yourself, creating art like that, even if you're not much of an artist, just because it looks simple. Nailing an art style, a really consistent, nice art style like this, is actually really hard, even though the graphics look fairly simple. And nailing the feel of a jump is actually incredibly difficult. Getting it so that a player feels like they have all of the power they need to, all of the control that they need to land where they want to, but it doesn't just feel floaty and arbitrary. Like you want your jump to feel like a jump, to feel like it has physics to it, but not so much physics that you can't control your landings. And Celeste has actually got some really good tuning when it comes to that. Excuse me, ma'am. The sign out front is busted. Is this the mountain trail? You're almost there. It's just across the bridge. By the way, you should call someone about your driveway. The ridge collapsed and I nearly died. If my driveway almost did you in, the mountain might be a bit much for you. Well, if an old butt like you can survive out here, I think I'll be fine. Suit yourself. But you should know, Celeste Mountain is a strange place. You might see things you ain't ready to see. You should seek help, lady. So Zaith says, Celeste sounds like a pretty name. And I agree. In fact, the thing that's funny about it is that it sounds like the name of a person, not the name of a mountain. And so I always say, I always have to remind myself, the main character of Celeste is Madeline. Her name is not Celeste. Celeste is the name of the mountain she's on. But it's almost like remembering that Frankenstein is the doctor and not the monster. Celeste is the mountain and not the girl. So Andres Muller points out that this is a great game and that Daniel Floyd has actually done a full playthrough. Yeah, not surprised. This is exactly the kind of game that Daniel plays a lot of. And whoa! Oh no! Hello, friendly bird. So the X button lets me dash and turns my hair blue briefly. So now I'm trapped on the mountain and I have magic powers. You can do this. All right, so that was the first level. One thing that is a little bit disconcerting about the art style of the game is that it's all pixel art, except the menu, except the map menu, which is 3D graphics and also really smooth 2D art. And I don't quite understand that decision, but yeah, there you go. Oh, see you later, Lyric. Thanks for joining us for so long. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so it's reminding me that I'm not going to lose my progress. It's got a very forgiving and frequent save system, which is nice. And I appreciate them telling me that because there's so many games that that don't that don't tell you how forgiving their save system is, and that leaves you to sort of doubt yourself all the time. Okay, I was wondering about that. One problem that Celeste has is that there are some places where you actually can fall and you need to go down, like here. Like I guess if I were to backtrack, I guess, oh, is there no backtracking? Oh, there's no backtracking. Forgot how this worked. Anyway, there are places where you can go down to another level, but there are places where going down kills you. Luckily, falling down a hole doesn't actually cost you that much. Boing. Oops. So there's a rule with strawberries, which I think I love this rule, and I think that there's other games that do this too, but I can't remember. Is there something like this in Super Meat Boy, or I don't remember. Anyway, oh, I think Rayman has this. Yeah, Rayman does this, where when you grab a collectible in the air, it doesn't count until you land on stable ground. So you can't just throw yourself off a cliff and die just to get a collectible. You have to actually legitimately get the collectible and save it. There has to be a version of reality where you got the collectible and landed on your feet. And I like that because it does actually, it opens up the kind of challenges that they can put in the game. All right, so I'm gonna climb up here. All right, so like, for instance, I can't just drop myself onto those spikes to get that strawberry. I have to actually, do that. Whew, all right. Oh, Fidope says this reminds him a little bit of Shovel Knight. Yeah, it definitely has sort of a similar aesthetic to Shovel Knight. And it's all kind of built around a jumping mechanic. The way the Shovel Knight, I think, is built on, you know, attacking downwards and bouncing on things. This is based on... Oh, hello, what? I forgot what that meant. Okay, so one thing you can't do, once your hair is blue, you can't dash again. And so I can't go up that way. I have to go up this way. Whoa, okay, so nothing up there. Ah! So I don't remember what recharges your hair. Like, does being on a wall recharge your hair? No. Okay. Did you see that? I'm pretty sure that if you roll back the tape and pause it, I think I overlapped with those spikes. I think actually the spikes only hurt you when you literally land on the ground that they're on. I think you can actually touch the spikes a little bit and not die. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there was a strawberry back there. Can I get back there? Normally you can jump down from platforms like this in games. I'm kind of surprised that I don't seem able to. I'm pushing all the buttons. Dang, I want to go back and get that strawberry. I've forgotten that I can climb. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think that right there, I think that is a recharge. Ow. I think that is a recharge for my dash. Yes, that's what that is. Fun thing is, they let you just sort of discover that. Like, I think they will... Oh, so Fidope says, what recharges your hair is a sentence I didn't expect today. But yeah, that is what recharges your hair, is those diamonds in the sky. See you later, Shinji. Thanks for joining me. Au revoir. Ho there, fellow traveler. Oh, hi. What a killer night for a hike. I guess so. This place is so crazy. I kinda can't believe it exists. Not the easiest climb, is it? But I guess that's what I was looking for. Whoa, that sounds pretty serious. I'm just happy to see another human in such a lonely place. I'm Theo, by the way, an adventurer from a far-off land. Not much of a talker, are you? Mysterious lone wolf type, I get it. I'll just imagine some dark backstory for you. Cool, seems like a nice guy. Oh, that's how you climb. Alright, looks like I can't get past that, so... I think that's a thing that you can land on from above to break, so there's probably a way... Oh, ow! Hello. What? Okay. Let's not jump on that platform then. Oh, nope, didn't work. Alright, let's see. So I think this is an area that's non-essential. It's just for the strawberries, but I like the strawberries. Okay, so how do I do this? Maybe I gotta hold here and then jump up and then grab... No! Okay, let's try this again. Yes, that's how you do it. Whee! So that's... I mean, honestly, I think you kind of... I mean, you haven't seen the variety of Celeste, but that experience right there is Celeste in a nutshell. Is... You can see a thing you're trying to do, but it takes you a bunch of little attempts. But each attempt is actually pretty cheap, you know? You don't have to, like... Ow! You don't have to go back and replay a ton of... I forgot what buttons did. Replay a ton of stuff each time you make a mistake. Mistakes are easy to make, but they're also forgiving. So, by the way, take note of like what they're teaching you here. They're teaching you that recharging your hair... Like, it would be very easy for the previous room where we tried out those recharging diamonds. It would be very easy for me to learn that the diamonds are places where I can jump. Right, like say Explosion Man, for instance, has these barrels that hang in the air, and when you jump towards them, you can be out of jumping power. But if you hit jump on those, you can keep going, and they'll fling you in a predetermined direction. It would be very easy to get the sense, make the assumption that the diamonds are like that. That when you are on a diamond, you can, because it recharges your hair, you can dash again on the diamond. And right here, what they're showing you is, no, this recharges your hair, but you can use that dash still anytime you want. Now, you're probably falling, and you probably only have seconds to use it, if that. But they're just they came up with a challenge here that would make it really clear how the diamonds actually work. Which is like absolutely key to sort of natural tutorial design. Zaith asks, what do the strawberries do? They do nothing. That is actually one of the points of Celeste, is basically they tried to make it unnecessary for you to do to play the hardest version of the game. They deliberately said, you know what? If you're interested in chasing collectibles, cool, good for you. We're interested in it too. We like it, and so they support it, but they don't make you do it. They don't make you, or I mean, and there's some games that they don't make you do collectibles, but getting collectibles makes your character more powerful, for instance, and so you feel like, well, in order to excel at this game, I have to get all the collectibles, otherwise I'm handicapping myself, and so they also make it really clear. That's not necessary. You can play all the way through. Ouch. You can play all the way through. Ouch. You can play all the way through Celeste and never, and never get a single collectible. It doesn't matter. By the way, notice what they were teaching you there. They were teaching you that those elevators have momentum because you had to jump while the elevator was fast, which meant that you were going to see that it actually flings your character. I don't think there's anything over here. Why am I over here? I feel very clever for pulling that off. Oh no! Oh no, that was not what I meant to do. Okay. Ah! And then that just stays that way. Yikes. Oh, wait, so do I want to go up this hole? I guess there's a strawberry here, so yes. Yes, I do. But I can't go down through this platform. Okay. Ow! I don't know why I did that. Okay. Oh, that was a bad plan. Oh, nope, it was an okay plan. I thought that was a bad plan and that I wasn't going to make it, but I made it. All right. Yikes, okay. That flung me up a little bit more than I expected. Oh! Okay, that is not actually where I intended to land. I intended to... You gotta time this just perfectly. Luckily, you get to try it as many times as you... Okay. How did it fling me up so high before? Did I... I swear these things have momentum. Am I wrong about them having momentum? By the way, it does not penalize... Okay, I'm going to try to get on the left wall instead of the right wall. What was that? Okay. Okay, that time it flung me up really high. The timing of this is nuts. Whenever I want it to get me, whenever I want it to take me really high, it doesn't. But when I don't want it to, basically whatever I'm planning for this elevator to do, it does the opposite. Okay. Okay, and then once I'm on there, trying to actually get the strawberry is its own problem. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a crazy one. Okay, Nope. Oh, crap. Okay. Why am I doing this to myself? No! No, I was not trying to... I was trying to go just straight up. I accidentally had my stick still depressed. Yes! Yes! Did it. So that is the overwhelming positive experience, like the sort of the positive emotional experience that you get from playing Celeste. Oh, no! That's not what I meant. Okay, hold on. Hello. That's the positive experience of Celeste. It's sort of the relief you feel when something that you've been trying to do that didn't work works. Why am I killing myself on that? Okay, hold on. Okay, but now what? See, so I don't get strawberry until I can land it. So I think what that means is I have to get to the strawberry without using my dash. Because I have to use my dash to get off it. Unless, hold on, let's try this. Oh, almost. Did not get the wall. Okay. Ha ha! Okay. Know what I'm doing. Know what I'm doing. No, I do not know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely don't know what I'm doing. This is the part I've been doing easily. Ah, not quite. Okay, I need to climb higher. Yes! Brian Woodward says, I think I'd be swearing by now. Okay, so... Okay, hold on. This is crazy. Why do I think I can do this? Okay, hold on. Oh, almost! Grr. No! Oh, wait, what? Oh, I spawned on this side. Neat! So I can just keep throwing myself off a cliff. Oh my gosh. No! So Celeste is a game about positive attitudes towards mental health where you repeatedly throw yourself off a cliff. So the skill that is most difficult to learn in Celeste, I think, is pointing your analog stick the correct direction while jumping. Because, you know, there are a lot of games where there's just a limit to like you're always going to jump and have the same effect. You're always going to, you know, like pushing the jump button always does the same thing, and you sort of learn what that is and you use timing to get yourself in the right place. In Celeste, you actually dash in the direction of the analog stick, which means there's a lot of room for your analog stick to just be a little bit off and cause you. And I don't think it's exactly like. I don't think you go perfectly in the direction of your analog stick. I think there's 8 directions you can go. You're always at 45s, but still, there's like. It's very easy to mess it up, and to, you know, just if you're a little bit off with your analog stick, you can end up shooting yourself in the wrong direction. and go sideways instead of up into the side, or to go to, you know, sideways, a little bit sideways when you meant to go just straight up, stuff like that. And so, like, having sort of the teaching yourself kind of the body control, basically, that it takes. Oh crap! Oh, that's what that does. Okay, good to know. To actually be aware of the actual direction that your fingers are pointing, because it's really easy to not really pay that much attention to. All of my habits are about not really caring that much about the difference between, you know, aiming right, aiming 45 degrees up into the right, and aiming up. Like, it's okay for me to be a little in most games, it's okay for me to be a little bit muddy with those. It's not in Celeste. You have to actually choose which one of those you're doing. No. I love how I, like, got the difficult part right, and then I screwed up on something that is arguably pretty easy. Celeste Mountain. This memorial dedicated to those who perished on the climb. Oh, that is nice and foreboding. Can't go to the left. So we're gonna go to the right. Ugh, I'm exhausted. I am a bird. This might have been a mistake. Chapter complete. So that's the beginning of Celeste, but it's only a small fraction of kind of what this game has to offer. Basically, each new level that you play introduces some revolutionary new mechanic that alters the way that you know, think about the platforming, and so. I might, you know, if people are interested in this game, and let me know. I mean, I could continue to go through these chapters. Daniel Floyd already has a full playthrough, as somebody noticed. So, you know, maybe that's not a thing that the world needs, is me playing through all of Celeste. But you know, once you understand the basics of Celeste and like and you know what you are capable of doing, and just how finely tuned and what a sort of a thoughtful experience it is. The fact, I mean, by thoughtful I mean like the developers are very thoughtful towards you and your time and your you know, what is reasonable to ask you to do in order to enjoy their game. I feel I don't know, like it's a very warm, welcoming game that feels like it's caring for me as a player, and I really like that aspect of it a lot. And so you can tell that much about it. And so if you're interested in this kind of game, I mean, definitely check out Celeste if you haven't already, because there's so many. Just each new level introduces these weird new twists to how you do the platforming and stuff like that, and it just stays interesting from beginning to end. And it also tells us, you know, kind of really clever story about, you know, a set of interesting characters, and it's a heartwarming sort of story. And you know, this might be a time when people want heartwarming stories, so definitely go for that if you're into it. But we're gonna wrap up this video, put up a subscribe button, all that stuff, and I don't know, maybe move on to something else. I mean, it's not like I'm going to bed right now. It's 6:30 in the morning.